Often you feel very unstable when you get out of bed or when you've been sitting for too long. I know sometimes when I get out of bed to go to the bathroom, I feel like I'm going to fall over. Everything is so tight, especially my hips. This practice is all about getting the hips a little bit more mobilized so you feel that steadiness and stability. We'll begin seated. Come to a cross-legged position with your right shin in front. Place your hands forward. Walk your hands forward a little bit more. And just kind of notice as you do, as you work your legs firmly, you're pressing that sharp edge of the foot down, the baby toe side of the foot down as you draw down. Just keep this nice ease in your breath as you draw forward, pressing the fingertips and allowing the fingers to pull in toward your pelvis as a way to get even greater length as you reach your heart forward. Now cross your legs the opposite way, so press the middle of your shin bone right in the belly of your calf muscle on the left leg. Take your hands on the mat and walk forward slightly and just notice the difference. If you notice that one sit bone feels slightly heavier than the other, use your hands to equalize the pressure in your sits bones as you draw your heart forward and just attune to your breath. Let's now go to a tabletop position. In all fours, reach your left foot to the side. With your left foot to the side, walk your hands out. Have your hands nice and wide apart. Draw your pelvis back toward your foot. Tuck your toes under and reach the pelvis toward your heel as you draw back. You'll get a nice stretch to the inner thigh area. Keep pressing down through the right foot as you draw the pelvis back. Invite your breath to be very full. Slowly lift yourself up. Come back to all fours position. I'll turn to do a slightly different view so that you can see as you press your right foot out. Walk your hands forward. Spread your fingers. Tuck your back toes under. Draw your pelvis back. Allow your head to release toward the earth, but keep a nice lift to the shoulders as you just encourage your pelvis to move back toward your heel even more. Breathe into this nice stretch. Come back to all fours position. In all fours position, with your hands nice and wide apart, step your hands a giant step forward, tuck your toes under, lift your pelvis up. Come to downward facing dog. Release your head and just nod it yes and shake it no. Now look at your hands and place them just a little bit narrower on your mat. This is only temporary, so that as you step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, bring your left knee down and come to that sharp edge of your right foot. So press down through the baby toe side of the right foot. take your right hand to the inner knee, press the inner knee. As your hand is pressing the inner knee, resist with your leg. Drop yourself a little bit deeper into the pose. So the knee is trying to hug in toward the midline while the hand resists that action. Some of you can come down to your forearms and continue the stretch, or not. You can use a block if that makes this more accessible. Now release your hands down. Come back to downward facing dog again in that narrower stance of the hands, just because we'll be here just for a moment or two. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Come to that outer edge of the foot. Draw the knee wide. Now take your left hand to the inner knee. With the left hand to the inner knee, drop your pelvis down toward the earth. You resist the strength of the arms through strength of the legs. You might even want to take yourself again a little lower in the pose to work a nice opening here of the pelvis. The hand is at the inner knee. The foot is on that sharp edge, meaning the baby toe side of the foot. You're working the leg against the hand in a nice isometric action. Release now. Come back to a full downward facing dog where your hands are nice and wide apart. Breathe in and breathe out long. Now, in the same way that we've been doing, look at your hands, place your hands a little bit closer to one another so that you can step your right foot just to the outside of your right hand. Now step the left foot just to the outside of your left hand. And in this rather awkward wide stance, draw your pelvis down toward the earth to come to a squat position. In the squat position, lower your pelvis. If that doesn't work for you, then take the pelvis all the way down to the earth and sit on the earth. Let's all meet in that position where you're sitting on the earth with your feet wide apart. Take your left elbow just to the inside of the left knee and push the upper arm against the inner knee. A similar isometric action that we were doing before where the leg stays very active. Reach your right arm up and over to get nice side stretch. Now it may feel like all the action is happening on one side, so see if you can balance it out so both the right and the left sit bones feel nice and rooted. Inhale, rise up. Try that with the right arm working in the inner right knee. Spread your fingers so you have a very active arm. Take your left arm up. Work the inner knee against the arm. Reach over. Enjoy a nice stretch here to the side body as you work the inner knee against the arm. You get this nice lengthening quality. Inhale, lift your arm up. Now take your index finger and middle finger. Grab hold of your right big toe. Now hook your right big toe. I'll turn so that you get the side view of this. Hook your right toe so the big toe's working a lot, the hooked fingers are working a lot. Bring your knee way back as you keep your left leg very active. Now reach your foot forward and take it down. And again, lift the right foot up, reach it way back, extend it out. Doesn't have to go straight, but towards straight, and take it down. Do that one more time. Lift it up, draw it back, reach it out, and take the foot down. Now let's hook the big toe on the left side. Bend your left knee, hook the big toe, lift it up, draw the knee way back, but keep it close to your ribs. The knee wants to go wide, so reach it out, take it down, lift it up, and draw it back. Reach out, lower it down, lift it up, pull it back, and release the foot down. Come to lie on your back, and we'll do a very similar type of action. With your knees bent, hook your right big toe again, thread your index finger and middle finger right between your big toe and the second toe. Draw your right knee down and reach your right leg up. Now, for some people, this becomes too much of a stretch, but see if you can extend your left leg out. Try to keep the top of the left thigh from popping up as you take your right knee down to the outer ribs. Reach it straight up again. And again, bend your knee. Pull it in and reach it up. Bend your right knee. Place your right foot to the earth. Draw your left thigh in and catch hold of your big toe. Hook the big toe. Draw the knee to the outer left ribs. Keep a solid foundation with the right foot. Reach up. Now, if you feel like you can maintain a nice alignment to the pelvis by stretching your right leg straight, go ahead and do that as you take your left knee a little bit closer to the earth. Reach it up. And again, bend your left knee, draw it down, extend up, and release your feet down. With your knees bent, roll over to your right side and lift yourself up. There we have it, just a few stretches to open the pelvis. I especially like doing these in the morning when you feel like the hips are so tight, or perhaps after you've been sitting too much. Thanks for joining me in the practice. Namaste.